Welcome back everyone to another fantastic episode of Warlock, Master of the Arcane. Before I get this episode underway, how about we cast some long overdue spells? Spells which I should have cast much earlier than now. At the moment, we take way too long in order to cast the spells which we need. So the very first thing we need to do is probably cast Experienced Mind. With an Experienced Mind, we can reduce the time it takes to actually cast spells, so we can cast more of them, more frequently, and cause havoc throughout the world. Okay, now that that's underway, we need to defend our lands against these approaching hordes of Minotaurs, which are the most dangerous creature that the enemies tried to send against me. So as much as I'd love to send absolutely everyone up to the north and have them deal with the continued invasion, I need some defenders to stay back and protect me. So how about I just relocate some of my guys, shoot the ghost wolves which have decided to come up and attack, and send Mr. Rat King back down this way. He will not be joining the fight. He will be maintaining the defense of my town. This is how he can prove himself, to beat up the ghost wolves. Now I do see that the enemy does have some Minotaurs on the way, so if there's a boat which I must shoot before it gets to mine, it's this one. Minotaurs are an example of a tier 2 unit. They're just as strong as my stubborn knights or my elven archers, so I do need to take care of them. Let's get rid of the warriors, because the warriors are a little bit more durable once they're off land, so if I kill them now, then they're dead. They're just dead. And then finally, I'll shoot the remaining boats in the line to take care of them. Hooray! Let's send my green bats out to scout the land and see what they can uncover. Not much. And now finally, let's turn our attentions back to Spellmere. Da-da-dun! 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 Let's try to kidnap it. Quick deal and have our second major conquest of the game. If I move my elven archers around, then hopefully I can get them within range of Spellmere, so they can shoot and deal a reasonable amount of damage to it. The faster I get that place down, the less I'll need to deal with it. Let's get you some... I'm kind of worried about them being blasted by a spell, so I'll get them some resistance. Mr. High Blade Master's in a little bit of a pickle. I'm not sure if I should continue to maintain the assault on Spellmere with him this turn, because if he dies, that'll be very sad. It'll be a devastating blow to my team, and I'm not sure if I could recover. So what I might do instead is wait till I've cast Experienced Mind, and then just go back and heal. In the meantime, I'll retreat him into the forest and rest him up the very next turn. Let's disembark all these units which are waiting to disembark, and move everything else around so there's more room to disembark. Ratman robbers. Okay, I've got my second hero now. He's a little bit more defensive than my High Blade Master, so he can stand in the way of the attack and hopefully draw all the fire. Let's research. Summon serpents. We could use some more summoned creatures around. And in Re-Education City, werewolves are kind of cool. They'll get along wonderfully with my vampires, so I think that that's necessary. This place isn't very good. I'm not sure if I need a harbor here, but there is got a gold mine, so it's not going to waste entirely. In order to keep my gold up, I might as well just build another craftsman's district. Since it's out of the way, I don't foresee myself recruiting too many creatures in that place. It'll take too long for them to get to where they need to be, and since my main island's not under attack, I don't need that many recruitment buildings. slowly scouting around the world, seeing what we can see, looting shipwrecks and getting treasure. Let's get ready to disembark my skeleton warriors onto the island, which contains Spellmere, and I can recruit Karav in Frost Goldmine, which is what I might do actually. More ocean-going vessels on this side of the world is exactly what I need. Speaking of that, I should recruit another Karelevis on this place. And in Christmas Town, not much I can do there. I could recruit some more warriors, but I don't think that they'd be very handy, considering I want to recruit them there instead. Jolly Elf Village, I should get some more Elven Archers, because they're amazing, and I do not have enough money for vampires, so I'm going to have to just endure that. Oh no! Since that's upgraded to size 10, it's now doing lots more damage to me. This is going to be more trouble than I thought. Perhaps taking over his base will not be as easy as I thought it would be. But that will not deter my attack. I see that she has got quite a lot of Minotaurs. But since they're on the island and since they need to cross the water, they're not that much of a threat to me. I'm so glad that Lichton decided to actually shoot my ship instead of shoot that ship. That's so kind. Alright, let's set my warriors up. And let's deal some damage to this place. The more damage I can deal to it,
just name it.
then the less damage it'll do to me in retaliation. It's very durable. I'm not sure how I can handle this, but it looks like it's something I will need to do. Magic towers are kind of useful in the sense that they've got increased range. They have got a range of 3 instead of a range of 2, which means that they're a little bit more deadly, even though if they don't do as much raw damage as, say, a normal fort.
Do you need something, handsome?
I shouldn't really be bunching up my guys around there because Spellmere actually has an area of effect attack, which is ready to just blow up everything. I cast Expanded Mind, and all of a sudden I should be able to start casting things a lot faster now. So that should be amazing. With the recent capture of those pig farms, I should be able to now start getting lots of food without that being too much of a problem. Use our elves to snipe the ships. Take quick care of them before they have a chance to land. And I can't rest Skipper Morgan's because he's in melee with that boat. And I believe after I do some damage to that fort, because that fort's starting to annoy me. That's just nearing the end of my turn. Let's get that with my green bats. And move them out of the way of the skeleton archers. The Caravelis. And we've found 2 pieces of holy ground. That's amazing. If I manage to send a force up this way and actually settle next to it, those holy grounds will be monumental in giving me strength. If I build a town next to that, I can recruit the elusive priestesses of Cryptia with my Temple of Cryptia. So how about I build some peasant settlers and start thinking about sending a force that way. The only problem is that right next to the town there are 2 greater fire elementals. They're elite magic casters and very difficult to deal with. That might be a little project I do after I take care of Spellmere, which is at the moment my main task. Let's not bunch up everything. Let's move things around so it's a little bit harder to hit with its area of effects. I have no spells I can cast. Let's move my guys up so that they can disembark. More stubborn knights, just the tickets. And I'll embark my skeleton archers there.
Stubborn knights.
Stubborn knights, perfect defensive units. I'll move them up. And have them attack the capital. Charge! Another mighty blow.
Ready to pillage.
And you can just defend. End turn, see what happens. Rakjar seems to also want... Rakjar also wants those holy grounds, but I shall not let him have those holy grounds because I've set my eye on them. They will be mine, not his. Who does he think he is? Poor Nicholas Landing is taking a small pummeling, but as long as I stay vigilant, it shouldn't be that much of a problem to deal with. Anna the Benign was ballsy enough to summon some more ghost wolves onto my island, which, of course, will do absolutely nothing. They will not help her at all. Mostly because I'll just kill them. And before they have a chance to retaliate, I'll just shoot the boats on the line. That's why I need a strong group to take over that island. That's greater fire elemental with one mighty blow, just one shot. The poor Karolavis, which was heading that way. Take care of the ghost wolves, because they're giving a debuff to my guys. I wish that they would not, but alas, there's not much I can do about it. Actually, there is something I can do about it. They can die. And construct a building. In Pine Farms, let's get another pig farm up. Let's get as much food as possible. Let's take advantage of all the different unique terrains around my base.
Command us then. For the elves.
Everyone, attack Spellmere. Bring its hit points down and reduce its firepower as much as you can. To this end, I shall help you in one benevolent act of kindness to my allies and my forces. There's a Shadow Bolt. I'm not actually sure what Expanded Mind did, but I'm sure it must have been good for something.
For glory and honor.
Everyone, charge up to Spellmere. Knock it down. You can do it. I should think about getting some sort of siege unit to assist me in the capture of these towns. But I can do that later, I guess. Spellmere shouldn't be that difficult to take care of, I say, hopefully. So, as long as I'm careful, I should be able to do it without that much effort. I keep repeating myself, but I'm just trying to keep a positive outlook on things. Because Spellmere is now a lot more difficult to capture than I initially thought.
Ready about.
I'm actually a little bit concerned to see if I can take it over. But as long as I remain cool, calm, and collected, it should not be that much of an issue. Stubborn Knights is in a little bit of trouble. So I'll send them up this way and see if I can get them to provoke an attack from Spellmere. The green bats might be in a little bit of trouble from the threatening fire elementals, so I'll move them down there. Continue scouting happily with these other green bats, and hopefully move them out of sight radius of that magic tower, but I do not believe so. I can recruit a Flying Galleus. A Flying Galleus is an example of a siege unit. It's got Demolisher, which means that that'll do extra damage against cities and forts. So yeah, that should be useful. I've also got mages in Jolly Elf Village, something which I can recruit as soon as I've got the money to do so. My money's in the deficits at the moment, so thus I cannot afford to keep them. But if I'm lucky, some of my units will die soon, and then I'll have money in the surplus again. Then I can buy these better units, which are going to help me take over my enemies. The stubborn knights are extremely resilient to the continued harassment of the attacks. And down at the benign cast some sort of pestilence on Northport, which was not very nice of her. She's supposed to be some sort of priestess of the light. That's not very priestess of the lighty. Yes, Anna the Benign, you are next. Mark my words. Okay. Lots of things happened, but let's take care of our armies first. High Blade Master, attack the capital!
Clear-eyed and
Chosen
ready.
Warrior, also attack
For
the capital.
glory and honor.
Slowly whittling it down. He has got no suitable defensive units to protect it, so, hopefully, its end is nigh.
Attack!
Unfortunately, it's still dealing lots of damage to me. What does Greater Dispel do? Oh well. Never mind. Let's prepare a Harvest Blessing spell so we can get some more food. And down in this place we'll begin construction of some more excavations. Even if I don't have the money at the moment to deal with them, I should have in future. Shoot down all the ships which threaten to disembark. And, failing that, move upper units to block them.
As you wish.
For some reason they don't seem to be dealing as much damage as I need them to. Where can you attack? Ah, yeah, the skeleton archer's down there. Wonderful! Rest the rogues. March the warriors. Rest the vampires. And shoot the fort, which is still there, being a pain.
Rogues here.
We will stand right here.
My stubborn knights leveled up, which is great. Unfortunately, they're near death. So what I might do in order to preserve their life is retreat them back to Wizarding, where they can rest up to full health. It's not good to just waste without a reason these useful units. Let's recruit some more peasant settlers so I can maintain my expansion and send my Carav somewhere to take a little peek around. And there's another Carav there. Sure hope it can beat up that ship. I can move it here because I'm convinced that the tree is not able to attack the bats. However, the elemental can throw a spell on them, which makes the elemental a little bit more of a dangerous target. Send everything up to where it needs to go. The extremely long way around. Elven archers in Happy Elf Village, Jolly Elf Village, so I'm going to send them down there to also join up with the Happy targeting range, which is the ocean. Green bats near death, let's send them away from that and hopefully get an opportunity to rest them up. Little bit stressful, nothing I cannot deal with though. And I get noble werewolves, but as usual I don't have enough money to buy them. My money is actually very bad. Which is something I am going to need to take care of very soon. Lest I actually run out of money and then have no forces at all. I don't mind paying a little bit more for maintaining an army at the moment because I need to protect myself and crush my enemies. It will become a concern when my army dies and I'll need to recruit some backup. And something crazy just happened. Something absolutely crazy just happened. That crazy thing is some uppity bears went up to attack the candy cane workshop.
Congratulations! You have successfully researched a new spell, my lord.
A lot of stuff just happened. Let's take stock. First thing I can cast is my Harvest Blessing. Let's take a look at the cities and see which town will be best to cast it on. Christmas Town. This should increase Christmas Town's food production. Wonderful. I researched summon flying lizards. So that's cool. I'm going to learn reconstruction to heal my siege units when I eventually get them. This place looks like it's going to be something to do with food. So what I might do is eventually focus that one on food. And I can research, put a demonologist workshop there. Fantastic.
I have something to tell you.
Raksha is offering me 56 mana for a non-aggression pact. Well, since I'm already in a fight with 2 of my guys, I can't really afford to be in a fight with 3 guys. And if he's offering me some mana, then that's not so bad as well. Wild uncontrolled undeads from Ardonia have appeared. I need to crush them. Unfortunately, I've got no one back in base to defend it from these sorts of shenanigans. So Mr. Rat Prince is going to go around and crush all these undeads.
Do you need our service?
At least that's the idea.
Elven archers! For the elves!
The one bad thing, though, is that the Elven archers are ranged guys. And let's prepare a life weapon enchant as soon as I can find it. And all my defenders shoot ranged weapons, so that's not good. The only one who is capable of destroying them is Mr. Rat Prince.
Time to move!
And he's not very healthy at the moment. So it looks like Mr. Rat Prince is going to go on a quest to destroy all the undead in my base before they crush and overwhelm my forces. That's the downside to having a place which is a little bit bigger than normal, is that when neutral things happen like this, it's a lot more of a pain to deal with them, since the probability of something appearing right next to your bases increases exponentially. Fortunately, those stupid bears are posing no problems. What does vampires have anyway? They've got death magic. I don't think elemental magic will help very much. However, what I might do is get them a wind shields to be resistant against whatever ranged attacks they have. Spellmere is absolutely surrounded by my units, so sending them up there at the moment is actually not that good of an idea. Let's renegotiate all our forces. Send everything around to smash Spellmere, a new one.
Warriors!
Send warriors on a handy
Yes,
suicide
my lord.
mission. Replace them with a fresh batch.
Let's have some
Probably
fun.
remember that I should be attacking with my elvish archers first, after I rest them. Attack with Mr. Fairly Swift. Rest my
You need
rogues.
something, handsome?
And level up these elven archers. For sniper, additional ranged unit powers. Let's send these reinforcements up for all the good they'll do. I mean, they're just tier 1 units, and look at all those fantastic ogres. I don't think I'll be dealing with them anytime soon. Let's just ignore them. Let's send our stubborn knights up and finish the rest of our turn because we're at the boring part. Let's keep our guys there and not disembark them until I've got an army which can deal with the elementals. Unless I settle those guys somewhere else and send some new settlers up that way. What an idiot! He cast his big ranged attack on a place which had no units around it to fully take advantage. That's a very silly thing to do. Spellmere is continuing to get assaulted. And Anna the Benign is defending her lands from the undead scourge which appeared next to her base. I have no sympathy for her. She can die to the undead scourge for all I care. I'm not sure the immediate purpose of destroying all the undead bases. I think there's some sort of benefit, but I cannot be sure. The bears, having learned the error of their ways, decide to retreat. Frost Goldmine is taking a little bit of a pummeling, but since it's just 2 tier 1 units and it's got a reasonable amount of defense, I don't see it falling to the skeletons, at least anytime soon. Or I could be completely mistaken and I need to be sending a unit down that way immediately. We shall see. I do not know. Okay, let's cast our life weapon enchant on the Rat Prince. And then, with our increased speed of casting spells, let's throw a healing spell on him as well.
Ready to pillage!
Now, with life weapon enchants, undead have a minus 25% resistance to life magic, so any life magic which is dealt to them, which in this case is 5.5, is increased by 41%, so that's not too bad. Now, he can crush the skeleton archers, but since those ones are near dead anyway, I don't need to be that concerned about them. I can send the Rat Prince down somewhere else to defend. Go, Mr. Rat Prince, you can defend the lands for great justice. And Frost Goldmine is still okay, I don't need to worry about that too much. Let's build a gold mine there, which is what the doctor ordered. Let's, in this place, build a... Let's build our own fort. Oh no, let's not. Let's build a mill to increase our food production here. Not really sure why I did that. That doesn't seem too intelligent. I need to send a unit back to defend Nicholas Landing against anything which tries to go and ninja it. And that was kind of stupid. I didn't actually mean to click off my vampires into the water. But whatever.
We'll stand right here.
I don't care at the moment because Spellmere is going down. Hopefully this turn. Everyone attack at once with great ferocity and great vengeance. Let's bring the capital to its knees and take out our second rival. It's dealing less damage. We've got it on the ropes now.
Attack!
Yes, everyone involved in this fight will receive a glowing reward.
Attention! Attack! Cavalry!
Let's rest the stubborn knights there. Let's shoot the bears for daring to attack the Candy Cane Workshop.
As you wish.
And send these peasant settlers over to Halloween Town. Disembark those ones and just take a look at those nice happy little ogres. Look at that lovely island of death. The bats can actually fly that way, because if a melee unit tries to engage a flying unit, it can't actually do that, which is beneficial. Just the same as a land unit cannot directly engage a water unit in melee.
Do you need our service?
It just makes sense. This Karav is in a bit of trouble, so what I might do is rest it up instead of attack. I have a non-aggression treaty with this guy, so he shouldn't attack me. The very next turn, Spellmere should be ours. With my non-aggression treaty, I should be able to happily scout out his lands without him getting terribly upset. Nicholas Landing is in a bit of trouble. But not that much, I don't think. It's something I should be able to take care of. Well, the game sure is heating up now. Lots of things have happened, and everyone's starting to pull out progressively bigger guns, so I won't be able to stomp my enemies just as quickly anymore. Frost Goldmine is continuing to get attacked by some unruly undead. So maybe I do need to send them to help. Come on, Mr. Rat Prince. Your loyal subjects are in danger.
You have received a new request, my lord.
You must defend them with your great justice.
Loot, 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 loot.
Good job, Mr. Rat King. You are proving yourself to be very valuable to me. And he looted something. Our Baton of Martial Frost applies the cursed frostbite. What's frostbite do? It gives 2 resistance to 20 melee and 20 magical damage. That's kind of cool. I feel morally obligated to make him keep his Baton of Martial Frost because he was responsible for finding it. It'd be a bit of a jerk to take it off of him, even if it'd be much more useful on a different champion.
Stubborn, forward!
In fact, those concerns have gone out of my mind. Sword of Truth, come back to base. Baton of Martial Frost, come back to base. You can have the Baton of Martial Frost, and you can have the Sword of Truth. You need it more than he does. Now, what I can do is debuff
Yes,
the
my lord.
enemies with my Chosen Warrior, and then crush them with my High Blade Master. Let's make sure that this turn is the last turn for our second enemy. So let's navigate around till we find our handy Shadowbolt spell, throw it onto Spellmere, and then pour everything onto it to take it over. And it's almost ours. Let's continue to keep the assault going strong. Oh, that's too close. Come on, we can do this.
Glory and honor!
For glory and honor, Spellmere is now ours. And El
My lord,
Piritus,
one member of
Sir
the
the
Great
Eternal,
Council has fallen.
has fallen. So, our second enemy is down. What's a pain. That took a lot more effort than I would have liked. Fortunately now I can turn my attention elsewhere. I will need to take over these now neutral cities besides these things, so
Yes, my lord.
I meant to build the pumpkin farm. So I'll do that before marching my units onwards to attack something else. I do have some gold now, so I should be able to recruit some high-hitting units. Something I could have done a little bit earlier. So in Halloween Town, let's build a flying galleass, which will be our main sieging unit. And I just don't have enough gold to get my mages, and I believe that the noble werewolves are a bit too expensive as well. I got a quest to kill some wild serpents, so let's do this. As soon as I complete that quest, I should have enough money to buy whatever I want. Not sure what this can attack. Ah, those ones over there. Renegotiate forces. Send hunters. Send vampires back onto land. And start thinking about assaulting this way. My next targets should probably be Old Castle and then finally Barrenfell. And that, fingers crossed, should be all of his remaining forces. And the Benign is still a pain, but she is providing some handy units for my Elven Archers to get levels up and experience points with. Not smart of her. I'm going to send these elves to attack her. And then she will be responsible for her own demise due to the fact that they're leveled up and really strong. It's not bad this way. Navigate around that massive pile of ogres and send our peasant settlers up this way to settle next to the gems and the elven village. That seems reasonable.
Aye, sir.
Send Caravas that way. Settlers. You can disembark. Embark, disembark. I get the two confused. And that's the end of this turn. Let's see how the other mages cope with me destroying one of the Great Council. Oh yes, and the bats over here, which were fortunate enough to survive. What is that? That's a kraken. A kraken has a melee attack, so my bats can fly over it. As long as they just remain elevated in the sky, then they shouldn't need to worry about being attacked. Poor rogues, they're just getting attacked and pummeled and dead. And hopefully it'll be back to my turn soon, because I need to unleash some deadly force onto these guys who These Karelevas are terrible! They keep getting attacked by everything which is coming down that way. That's not good at all. Okay.
Congratulations! You have successfully researched a new spell.
Let's research a new spell. Frost weapon enchant. That should go good when combined with my life weapon enchant. I can put as many weapon enchants on a weapon as possible without having to worry about that.
Yeah!
The great paladin Skipper Morgans moved down there to take care of that little skeleton warrior. He's got some more gold, which I will then use in the Jolly Elf village to recruit some mages. My philosophy goes, buy expensive things, figure out how to pay for them afterward. The stubborn knights are nice and healthy. I can move them up to go straight into melee with Oldcastle. Let's send all of our forces around to attack and crush the enemy forces. Rest the hunters in the base. They'll be responsible for its defense. The magic tower can shoot that transport cog. I would deconstruct that magic tower, but it's been really handy there, just sitting there shooting stuff in the water.
I'm back.
So I don't have the heart to actually get rid of it. High Blade Master attacks Oldcastle, deals a solid hit, and almost kills it in one blow. That's fantastic. Yes, dear Frost Goldmine. Some help is on the way. You need not fret that much longer. These ones leveled up.
Let's have some fun.
So let's give them sniper. And set these other ones to defend. I'm really keen to finish that quest, so I'll throw a fireball there. Kill those flying serpents and pick up some gold for my trouble. Let's retreat the rogues and move the stubborn knights forward instead now that they're back up to full health. You can rest the gold bats there. It's the gold bats. I mean the green bats there. And have them nice and prepared for a fight. I'll move my skeleton archers up this way to help take over Baronfell.
Daniel's finest.
And I'll disembark the stubborn knights. Not there, so Lichton can attack you. But whatever. Once my flying Carolavis is done, it will be responsible for attacking this Lichton place. Let's see what this island contains. It looks very promising. It's got some iron, demonwood thickets to explore, and 2 holy grounds. That's extremely valuable to me. I definitely want to eventually get that place. I'm not even sure why I've got my Karav just sitting there. And the Krav is destroyed. I don't have very much luck with boats, it seems. I do not have much luck at all. That's a little bit annoying. The undead units in my base decide to valiantly run away. And now I can send Mr. Morgan skipping all the way over there to start defending Frost Goldmine. Let's turn our attention up here and see what we can do. Well, first up, we can continue laying siege to Oldcastle, which should be ours very, very soon. Just a little bit more, and it should be ours. Let's see if I can capture it this turn. A mighty Shadow Bolts. And then a mighty slash from the High Blade Master brings Oldcastle to its knees.
Where shall we go? No escape for
Let's
you.
kill those ballsy peasant settlers which decided for some reason to disembark on this place. I have no idea why they decided to do that, but whatever. This place has a Goblins Guild. There's a Goblins Guild. Can upgrade to a smithy, but I've already got a smithy. I don't need another one. Let's get another fishing village just to increase our ever strong food income. In this place, let's build a pumpkin farm. take advantage of the unique resource there. And in this place, since it's gold focused, I'll build a Ratman guild so I can build banks and so on. Level up the bats with Forced March so that they can scout just a little bit faster and get away from the evil elementals before they get counterattacked. And I can level up my hunters with endurance or resistance. No, it's endurance.
Oh, yeah.
Rest. I'm tempted to march them across, but they've already got a high amount of level ups, and it seems like such a waste to send them to their death. So what I might do is just keep them around there. I'll disembark Mr. Settlership here and send this other one up to stick around that town eventually. Move the skeleton archers up, getting ready to disembark them. And destroy some of these neutral units which are daring to approach. Seems like this guy has got quite a number of towns in his base, so maybe mopping him up won't be as easy as I thought. Then again, I'm just dealing with relatively weak units, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem. Anyway, I believe that's the end of this episode. The map is definitely opening up. We've found 2 holy grounds, which is an extremely promising area to settle. I'm thinking right there. Right there should be good. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what happens on the next time of Warlock, Master of the Arcane. As usual, thanks for watching everyone, and goodbye for now.